Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Coach Ginn's Court inside Ginn's Gym here in Hill City, South Dakota for tonight's girls varsity matchup between the Sioux Falls Christian Lady Chargers taking on your Hill City Rangers.
Well, good evening, folks, and welcome, as we said, to Hill City. The Lady Rangers tonight taking on the defending Class A champions, the Sioux Falls Christian Lady Chargers. My name is Kevin Hess. Thank you for joining us. I am filling in for your regular commentators. We are excited to bring you a doubleheader tonight, starting with the girls varsity matchup. This will be followed by the boys in their matchup. The Lady Rangers come into tonight 3-5, and they have faced a tough stretch of games in recent weeks, starting with Spearfish. The double-A team there. Then Harding County came in here, number 6, and they took them to the wire, lost by just 3 points. Rapid City Christian had a tough matchup there. The Comets able to get a big win there, and then Spearfish recently. So they currently come in with a 4-game losing streak, but this team is much better than their 3-5 record might indicate. But they've got another tough matchup tonight with the defending champions. The Chargers come in. They do have 2 losses on the season. They lost early in the year to number 2 Lennox, and then they lost recently to a team from Minnesota, St. Michael Albertville, just last week. They come in off of a 30-point win over Del Rapids this past Tuesday, and now they are over on the west side as the Chargers are taking on Hill City tonight, and they travel to Rapid City to take on the Rapid City Christian Comets for a doubleheader tomorrow afternoon. And the Rangers following tonight, they've got another game tomorrow. Sundance, Wyoming coming in to the Hill City Gym. So a lot of action for you tonight. We're excited to bring that to you. We are about 3 minutes and 40 seconds away from the national anthem and the introduction of tonight's lineups. So don't go anywhere. We are going to bring you all the action here from Coach Ginn's Court in Hill City. So you see the standings here right now in Class A. Mark Pialuta, they have been on a tear this year, 8-0, receiving 22 of the 23 votes from the media poll. 22 of the 23 first place votes, for 230 votes overall. They have been number 1 for a while. They won the LNI in December, and they have been on a run. Mark Pialuta, they know this Sioux Falls Christian Chargers team well. They played them in the championship last year. That game came down to the wire with Sioux Falls Christian winning in the final seconds. And Hill City right now within the region, they're behind St. Thomas More and Rapid City Christian, the top 2 teams in Region 8A so far. You see the standings there for our region. St. Thomas More 5-2. They defeated Rapid City Christian on Tuesday night, giving them the edge in the region as the 1 seed with Rapid City Christian. Those 2 teams have kind of separated themselves so far from the rest of the region. And then kind of from 3 to 6, they're separated by just 1 game, but a lot of season to go. So Hill City wanting to stay, if they stay in that top 4, they're going to get a home game when the playoffs come around. So that's an important thing. In Region 4, that's where Sioux Falls Christian finds themselves. They are second behind Lennox. We're at Lennox undefeated so far. And as we said, Lennox did defeat Sioux Falls Christian earlier this year. So Lennox with the edge as the top seed there. With 7 teams in both of those regions, the top team gets a bye. So that's an important spot because you get that extra rest. And then the other 6 teams battle for their opportunity to get to the SODAC 16. You see the brackets right there. 4 and 5 will play one another. 2 and 7 and 3 and 6.
So this is, Kevin, this is how the bracket would look like in Region 4 if the playoffs started tonight.
Correct.
And then over in Region 8, nope, that's the wrong graphic. All right, I apologize. Yes, I do have it. There it is. So this is how the bracket would look like in Region 8A if the playoffs started tonight.
You see Hill City right now, they'd be set to play Belle Fourche, but they're going to get a chance. Those 2 teams get a chance to play
next Tuesday.
And so that's a chance for both teams. You know, as we said, it is tight, kind of tight quarters within the region so far. So those numbers can certainly change. A lot of games left. We are in the final minutes here, so we are excited to get things started for this varsity doubleheader between Hill City and the visiting Sioux Falls Christian Chargers.
So at this time, we'll get ready to turn it over to Hill City Public Address Announcer, Mr. Greg Schrader.
Good evening and welcome to Gins Gym for tonight's basketball matchup between the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers and your Hill City Rangers. Please rise and face the flag for the playing of the national anthem by the Hill City High School Band. Alrighty, we'll start with introducing the Ranger cheerleaders. Layla Williams, Daisy Williams, Lucy Schock, Harper James, Anna Winter, Isa Villalobos, Josie Winter, and Elizabeth Knapp. The cheerleaders are coached by Rudy McDaniel Dewey and Tracy Anderson. And now for the starting lineups, starting with the visiting Chargers. A 5'8" senior, number 1, Aubrey Van Beek. A 6-foot junior, number 10, Emery Lems. A 5'7" senior, number 12, Sydney Scott. A 5'10" senior, number 22, Ruth Dvoracek. And a 6'2" junior, number 24, Leslie Setzler. The Chargers are coached by Dan DeYoung, assisted by Ryan Fetters, Zach Perry, and Wanda Negebauer. And now, the starting lineup for your Hill City Rangers! A 5'4" senior from Palmer Gulch, number 3, Elena Dean. A 5'5" senior from South Rockerville, number 5, Daryl Branson. A 6-foot senior from North Rockerville, number 12, Demi Schreier. A 6-foot sophomore from Enchanted Hills, number 15, L.A. Ham. And a 5'9" senior from Major Lake, number 22, Noah Ginsburg. The Rangers are coached by Ann Eckert and assisted by Travis Sanchez-Stephen and Travis Eckert. Let's play Ranger ball!
All right, well, we are ready for tip-off here at game 1 between the ladies, the Lady Rangers and the Lady Chargers. You heard the starting lineups there, and we are set to begin. Lily Ham will tip it off for the Rangers against number 24, Leslie Seltzer. And Sioux Falls going right to the basket, no good. Rebound out of bounds to the Lady Rangers. Chargers going to start with some full court pressure, and they get the steal. And up and in. Number 12, Sydney Shop with the early basket. And another turnover for Hill City. So Sioux Falls Christian, they're definitely going to be putting the pressure on. Hill City's got to adjust. All the action has been on the Sioux Falls Christian side, but there's a turnover now for the Chargers. Another opportunity for Hill City. Lily Ham, and she is fouled. That foul is going to go against number 10, Emery Limbs, her first. Team first. Schreier to Ham, or excuse me, Franzen to Ham. Ham gets it to Elena Dean. Elena sets up the offense for the Rangers. Ham at the free throw line, turns off, attempted the tough shot, no good, rebounded by the Chargers, and they are on the run. Good one-on-one defense there by Elena Dean. Drive to the hole, kick to the corner, three-point basket, no good. Rebound tied up, that's gonna be a jump ball, possession to the Rangers. So just under a minute gone in the first quarter. Just one basket, 2-0 Sioux Falls Christian. And Lily Ham is fouled again. So just like that, 2 quick team fouls on the Chargers. And that one's gonna go to Sydney Shop, her first, team second. Dean to Ginsbach, Ginsbach over to Franzen. Franzen gets it down to Demi Schreier, no good on the jumper. Sioux Falls Christian with the rebound. Inside, wide open, basket scored by number 10, Emery Limbs. And another steal for the Chargers. It's off the top of the backboard, out of bounds. You see the MO for Sioux Falls Christian. They're going to put the pressure on all game. The Hill City's going to have to be crisp with their passing. That one knocked away. It'll stay with Hill City, though, off of the Chargers. Dean to trigger it in for the Lady Rangers. Dale Franzen at the top of the key. Ham on the right wing, looking inside, nothing there. Back out to Dean, top of the key. Swings it to Franzen. Franzen to Schreier. Back to Dean on the right wing again. She's going to drive, baseline, knocked away. They're going to say it went off of Dean. She pointed at the Chargers player, said it went off her, but the call goes Sioux Falls Christian way. 6:13 left in the first quarter, 4-0 Chargers. As they break the press into the corner, wide open three, no good. That was short. Offensive rebound though for Limbs, no good. Rebound to Franzen. Franzen tries to push before the Chargers can get set up. Lily Ham on the wing looking inside, goes into Schreier. Schreier kicks it back out. Dean on a nice little curl. That is blocked underneath by number 24, Leslie Setzer. Nice defense by the 6'2 junior. Dean will trigger it in for the Rangers. She throws to the top. Almost stolen, but Ginsbaugh has it. Tries to get it back inside to Schreier. Thrown away, another turnover. So Hill City still scoreless. 5:39 left in the first quarter. Hill City with a little 1-2-2 pressure. They back off pretty quickly though. Now the Chargers set it up. Inside, it is Emery Limbs, no good. Good rebound by Lily Ham, and Leda Dean pushes. She's got Schreier. Schreier tries to go cross court, throws it away. And a foul called on Hill City. That is going to be their first team foul. Nia Ginsbaugh with her first of the game. Ruth Dvorak bringing it up for the Chargers. It's off to Sydney Shop at the top of the key. That's Dvorak down inside. Nice little Euro step, but she is called for the travel. So that is popular in the NBA and college ranks. You still see that called a travel a lot on the high school level. Nice job of breaking the press that time. Macy Ham into the game, number 21 for Hill City. Ginsbaugh top of the key. Lillingham in the left corner. Dribbles out to the top. Looking inside for the big sister, but that is knocked away. And Chargers on the run again. Lillingham, good job of getting back on defense. Blocks that one. It is out of bounds to Sioux Falls Christian. Oakley Hadler, number 2, and McKinley Wrightsman, number 11 in the game for the Chargers. In the middle to Seltzer. She's blocked, but they're going to call a foul. See if they call that on the shot or before she went up. Looks like it's going to be 2 shots. Foul called on Ginsbaugh, her second already. So Coach Eckert probably going to have to get her out of the game. Don't want her in picking up that third foul, certainly here in the first quarter. And she does come out. Into the game is number 10, Kenzie Dillevue. As Setzer hits the first and misses the second. And another turnover by the Lady Rangers. 5-0, almost at the halfway point of the first quarter, 4 minutes, 29 seconds. Nice back cut, but again, blocked this time by Macy Ham. Out of bounds, Sioux Falls Christian will trigger it in. So some good interior defense by the Rangers. The Ham sisters making it hard to get up a good shot. And a 5-second call. So good defense by Hill City, making it tough for the Chargers. And they will get the ball back. Into the game is number 14, Andy Franzen, 5'7" senior, her first appearance tonight. She's got the ball right now. Loses the handle though. It is stolen, no good on the shot attempt, but a foul is called. Looks like the foul is going to be called on number 3, Elena Dean. That is her first, team third. And at the line for the Chargers, number 2, Oakley Hadler, junior guard, misses on the first attempt. And connects on the second. So 6-0 Sioux Falls Christian. Halfway through the first quarter, that's going to be a foul on the Chargers. That'll be their third team foul. This one called on number 22, Dvorak. Dean to Andy Franzen. Franzen double team, needs some help. Gets it. Dean has it. Gets it across the timeline. They've got numbers. She pushes, goes all the way off the glass. No good. And Chargers coming back the other way. 3-point attempt, too strong. Rebounded to Macy Ham. Thrown away though. I think Andy Franzen thought that Ham was going to continue up the floor with it. And it goes off of Franzen's hands and out of bounds. Sioux Falls Christian's going to trigger it in from the far corner. Number 15, Neely Stanford, into the game for Sioux Falls Christian. Good ball movement by the Chargers. Oakley Hadler has it back to the top of the key. Aubrey Van Beek. They go inside. And foul going to be called down low. Looks like that one's going to go on Demi Schreier. Her first, team fourth. So every Hill City foul from this point on is going to put Sioux Falls Christian on the free throw line. It triggered in, nice little out of bounds play. Too strong on the shot attempt. Rebound to Macy Ham. Elena Dean calls the play. Number 13, Jalen Peters into the game for the Rangers. Delavu has it. Back out to Schreier. Schreier to Peters. Dean back to the top, swings to Schreier. Schreier looking down low, nothing there. Macy Ham. A lot of the ball moving outside the 3-point line right now. Elena Dean takes it, no good. Rebound to Sioux Falls Christian. Rangers still scoreless as we cross the 3-minute mark. 2:45 left in quarter number one. 6-0 Sioux Falls Christian with the lead. Van Beek in the corner, knocked away. Good defense by Schreier. So Hill City has struggled on offense, but their defense has been pretty solid so far, keeping them in it. Delavu down low, picks up her dribble, kicks it back out to Schreier. Schreier inside to Ham, knocked away and out of bounds. Elena Dean is going to trigger it in from the far corner for the Rangers. Daryl Franzen back into the game. And Jalen Peters will take a seat. Dean into Franzen. Franzen to Delavu. Delavu to Macy Ham, thought about the three. Dean in the corner, tries to go inside to Delavu. Knocked away. Delavu's going to get the 2 points. Kinsey Delavu with the two. She was aided a little bit there. Two Sioux Falls Christian players kind of ran into each other. And it looks like one of them got a cut on the, maybe around the eye, so she's getting some attention there. So we hope that she's okay. That 2 points does count, so Hill City on the board, 6-2. And Sioux Falls Christian now with the ball. Neely Stanford brings it up into the corner as Reitzma drives, blocked by Demi Schreier. Initially she got the ball, but she kept coming down and hit the arm on the follow through. So Schreier going to be called for the foul. That's going to be her second. And that'll be 2 shots for McKinley Reitzma. Reitzma connects on the first one. 2 for 2. Sioux Falls Christian goes up 8-2. Elena Dean pushes. Dillavu open on the back end. Could have went up strong on that initial, maybe draw a foul or get the and one. Pump faked, but that gave the defender time to recover as well. And that was knocked out of bounds, but Hill City does retain possession. Dean to trigger it in. To the top, to Lily Ham. To Macy Ham on the left side. Daryl Franz on top of the key, swings to Lily Ham on the right. Lily drives with the left hand off the glass and in. Nice basket for Lily. Tough shot. But Sioux Falls Christian goes right down the floor. And Leslie Setzer for the open 2. And foul going to be called on the Chargers. That's going to go on number 12, Sydney Shop. That's her second, team 4th. So every Charger foul the rest of this quarter will send the Rangers to the line. 1 minute, 19 seconds left in the quarter. Lillingham has it. Double team, throws it away. Lily kind of spun around and threw it without really looking at where her teammate was. The Rangers have struggled on just getting the ball across half court. Sioux Falls Christian has put together some really tough defense. But despite the turnover, 10-4, it's certainly not a runaway. Hill City, their defense has been pretty strong as well. 3-pointer for Van Beek, no good. Rebounded by the Chargers, another offensive rebound. And they missed again. Leslie Setzer among 3 Hill City Rangers, and Setzer gets it in. Setzer has 5 first quarter points. It's 12-4 Sioux Falls Christian. Another turnover. 3-point attempts by Reisman, no good, but another offensive board for the Chargers. Stanford drives, kicks it out. Van Beek to Setzer. Setzer for 2, no good. And rebounded by Dean. And Dean is fouled, and she's going to go to the free throw line. As Aubrey Van Beek is going to get her first foul. That is the 5th team foul. Should be free throws. Now they're heading down to the free throw line. So senior Elena Dean going to go to the line for 2. Elena, great ball handler. She's going to have her work cut out for her tonight because Sioux Falls Christian is not going to let up on that pressure. And that one up and in for Elena. Two for 2, neither of those even hit the rim. Nice shots by Dean. 12-6, Sioux Falls Christian, 26 seconds left in the quarter. They can hold for the last shot if they choose. Right now they're struggling just to get it across half court. They're close to a 10-second call. And the Chargers called timeout prior to that 10-second call. There was 26 seconds on the clock when they started, 17.2. So probably one more second would have brought that 10-second call. But Coach Dan DeYoung for the Chargers calls a timeout, 30-second variety. In 12-6, Sioux Falls Christian. So the Rangers' defense has been up to the task. The offense struggled, took a while to get their first points, but they do have 6 points in the last few minutes here. So some good signs for the Lady Rangers. Coach Eckert encouraging her team in the huddle. Sioux Falls Christian yet to get it across the timeline, so they will trigger it in from just beyond half court on their own side. Ball into Van Beek, and she's going to be called for the offensive foul. Andy Franzen was up in her face. Good one-on-one defense. Van Beek picks up her 2nd foul. She lowered the shoulder, and the official called the offensive foul. So no free throws on an offensive foul, but Hill City will get possession. 15 seconds left. On their own end of the floor, a chance to get some points before the buzzer. Macy Ham on the left side looks inside to Dean. Into Lily Ham. Ham no good. Back to Franson, 3 seconds. The deep three off the back of the rim, no good. But at the end of one, Sioux Falls Christian 12, Hill City 6. So Coach Eckert has to be pleased with how her team fought. A lot of early turnovers. The Sioux Falls Christian full court defense caused a lot of problems, but Hill City, their defense was up to the task. Held Sioux Falls Christian for the most part at 12-6, so just a 6-point game as we head into the second quarter. Again tonight, we have a doubleheader for you. This game will be followed by the boys of both Sioux Falls Christian and Hill City. So again, just kind of setting things up. You see the records there. Hill City 3-5, coming in on a 4-game losing streak, having played 4 really tough opponents. A couple of those are really close games. And so defensively, both teams defend pretty well. Hill City only giving up about 49 points. Sioux Falls Christian 40. And Sioux Falls Christian averaging close to 60 points. So being held to 12 in the first quarter, Coach Eckert has to be happy with how her team played defensively. Now if they can just get it going offensively, get a few, get the ball moving a little bit. And a lot of that starts with just getting the ball up the court. And the more defensive stops they get, though, they can get that ball up there, not allow Sioux Falls Christian to get their defense set. Chargers will begin with the ball and the 6-point lead. So in there for the Rangers, you have Elena Dean, Daryl Franzen, Andy Franzen, Lily Ham, and Macy Ham to start the quarter. Nice defense there by Daryl Franzen, making it hard on the ball handler. They get it inside, and foul's going to be called on Macy Ham. For as much contact as they've been letting go, that seemed a little light, but the foul was called. That's going to be Macy's first, team first of the quarter. All right, nice rebound by Daryl Franzen, and she is fouled from behind by Leslie Setzer. Setzer's first foul. Here's where the Rangers have to show some improvement, breaking that full court press. That was very well done. Crisp passing, they moved bodies, they moved ball. Now they've got plenty of time to set up the offense. Macy Ham on the left side drives into the paint. She's gonna go up, Setzer there with the block. Ball knocked away, Lily Ham on the ground, gets the assist to sister Macy. Macy in there for 2, and the lead is 4, 12-8. Andy Franzen goes for the steal there. She's going to be called for the reach-in. That's going to be Andy's first foul, team second of the quarter. 7:02, so just about a minute has gone by in quarter number 2. Hill City showing some great energy on the defensive end. Oakley Hadler has it. They get it inside to Leslie Setzer. Setzer, nice position. And Lily Ham didn't want to pick up the foul. Setzer, her first 2 of the second quarter. And another good job of breaking that full court pressure. The 3-point basket went for Daryl Franzen, but they called a double dribble on Lily Ham before the 3-point shot. But 2 consecutive possessions, the Rangers able to break that full court press pretty well. So a good improvement from the first quarter already. And if they can do that regularly, that's going to give them a lot of great opportunities on the offensive end. Nice defense, and the Rangers force a turnover. Elena Dean ahead of everyone, gets it up and in for 2. Lily Ham knocked it away. Macy Ham picked it up, got the assist. And a foul was called on Hill City. That one called on Andy Franson, so she picks up 2 quick fouls here in the second quarter. And she's going to take a seat. Kenzie Delavu back in the game for the Lady Rangers. Dean, fortunate she wasn't called for a foul there. McKinley Wrightsman brings it up. She's got to get rid of it. She does. Get it inside to Setzer again. But they're going to call a foul, looks like on Lily Ham in the back. A little push in the back, they say. Just Lily's first foul, but team 4th. So with 6:09, one more foul. In fact, every foul from this point on is going to put Sioux Falls Christian at the free throw line. So that's a big development and a nice inbounds play there. And Emery Limbs for 2, 16-10, Sioux Falls Christian with the lead. A lot of whistles early in the second quarter. That's our 6th foul combined between both teams. Barely 2 minutes gone in the period. So we might be seeing a lot of free throws here in quarter number 2. Jalen Peters back into the game. Number 13. She has it right now. Swings to Lily Ham. Ham, they had a nice play set up, and Lily she was a little too close to throw it that hard. It went off the hands of Dean and out of bounds. The Rangers have looked much more crisp here in quarter number 2. Now they just got to finish some of those plays, execute. The defense continues to be strong. They get it inside. No good, but knocked out of bounds by Elena Dean, so it'll stay Sioux Falls Christian possession. Neely Stanford to trigger it in for the Chargers. Gets it into Emery Limbs. Limbs no good, but she is fouled. And so that is team foul number 5. Looks like Jalen Peters, her first. That was a shooting foul anyway, but it does put Sioux Falls Christian into the double bonus. So they'll shoot 2 every foul this point on. Limbs hits the first. Nia Ginsbaugh back in the game. It's the first time we've seen Ginsbaugh since early in the first quarter when she picked up 2 quick fouls. Nia has it right now. Back to Dean, top of the key. She's going to set it up. Swings to Peters on the right side. Peters back out to Delavu. Delavu swings to Dean. Dean looking inside, nothing there. Ginsbaugh drives with the right hand. Gets a little space, little jumper, no good. Rebounded by Sioux Falls Christian. 17-10, they have the lead. Approaching the 5-minute mark of quarter number 2. Inside to Setzer. Setzer with the left hand, good, and she's going to draw the foul. So Sioux Falls Christian really making a concerted effort to get the ball into Setzer, and you can see why. The 6'2 junior is trying to use that size and strength against the Lady Rangers. That foul is called on Ginsbaugh. So she comes in and picks up that 3rd foul right away. And she's going to go back to the bench. So tough game so far for Nia, not able to play a whole lot. Tough task guarding Setzer down in the post. Setzer now for the 3-point play opportunity, no good. But rebounded by the Chargers. They lead by 9. Limbs on the drive, no good, knocked away. And Hill City pushes. Ball knocked away, another turnover. Neely Stanford, baseline. Kicks it back out to Van Beek. Van Beek down low to Limbs. Limbs, the drive off the glass. She is fouled. And the basket for Limbs. And so right now the Chargers on a 7-0 run. Extend this lead to 21-10. That foul was called on Lily Ham. That's her 2nd. And Limbs completes the 3-point play. 12-point lead, biggest of the game for Sioux Falls Christian. and almost threw it away again. Coach Ecker telling her team what to do. So you can't make those kind of passes. It's really hard when you make those long, going from one side of the court to the other, especially with a team like Sioux Falls Christian that is so disciplined in their defense. And then if you don't get enough on it, it's almost like a quarterback trying to throw a deep out, and you got to throw all the way across the field. And another turnover by Hill City as Peters hadn't established herself in the court of play before that foul was, or before she got the ball. So she was still considered out of bounds. Timeout now called by Hill City. Try to regroup here. 60-second timeout. So not too long ago, Hill City had cut the lead to 4. It was 14-10. Sioux Falls Christian a couple three-point opportunities, going down low, getting the foul. They've stretched this lead to 22-10, a 12-point lead. So they've gone on an 8-0 run with 4 minutes and about 4.5 minutes left in the quarter. And again, Sioux Falls Christian has already reached a double bonus. And so any foul is going to give the Chargers 2 opportunities at the free throw line. All right, we're coming out of that full timeout. So Hill City knows they can play with the Chargers because they have for most of this game. This last stretch, Sioux Falls Christian has kind of won the last couple minutes, but Hill City's got to get back to what they were doing earlier, playing tough defense. They've gotten into some foul trouble. Nia Ginsbaugh has 3 fouls. She hasn't been able to play a whole lot. That has certainly hurt their depth. And Sioux Falls Christian, you see them really trying to go inside to Stetzer as much as they can. Van Beek's going to trigger it in. Stetzer at the top, swings it to Limbs. Back to Van Beek on the left side. Now they swing it back. Sydney Shop. Shop gets it to Reitzma. Back to Van Beek, inside to Limbs. Limbs goes hard against Macy Ham, and Limbs. 2 more for Emory. 10-0 run, Sioux Falls Christian, the lead up to 14. 4 minutes to go. Peters backs it up to Dean at the top of the key, sets up the play. Hand off to Franzen. Franzen to Ham, Ham to Peters. Dean in the corner. Takes the screen. Try to get it down low to Schreier, stolen by Setzer. Setzer takes it all the way. Gathers, little jump shot, no good. Rebound on the weak side by Limbs. 3-point shot by Reitzma. McKinley Reitzma with the 3. That's the first 3-point basket of the game for either team. And a foul was called after the shot. The refs having a discussion now on when the foul occurred. And so Sioux Falls Christian gets the 3-pointer from Reitzma. And now because of the foul underneath and they're in the bonus, they're going to get two free throws. So a chance at a 5-point possession for Sioux Falls Christian. And that foul was called on Demi Schreier, her 3rd. So Schreier and Ginsbaugh both with 3 fouls in the first half. Lily Ham and Andy Franzen with 2. So a lot of foul trouble for the Rangers as Stetzer hits the first free throw. And misses the second. Lead is 18, a 14-0 run. Peters trying to stop the bleeding with a 3, no good. Little strong, and the Chargers are on the move. Some nice dribbling there by Ruth Dvorak. Pulls up for the three, no good. Rangers pull down the rebound. Peters into the lane. Loses the handle, ball's on the floor, pulled away by Stetzer. Stetzer's got 1 on 4, and it's knocked away from behind by Daryl Franzen. 2:52 left in the second quarter. So what once was a 14-10 game, the Chargers have turned into an 18-point lead with this latest run. Trying to push it to 20 with a basket here. Ruth Dvorak backs down and takes a little jumper and scores her first basket of the night. Lead is 20. Andy Franzen back in the game. Gets it to Daryl Franzen. Down to Delavu, little baseline jumper, no good. And 1 and out again. So Sioux Falls Christian has done a great job of pulling down those defensive rebounds, limiting Hill City's possessions. Another 3 for Reitzman, no good. Elena Dean pulls down the board. She tries to push. Lillingham for 3. Off the rim. Another rebound by the Chargers. So Hill City's been one and done. No second possessions. Emery Limbs into the paint, now kicks it out. Neely Stanford kicks it out for a 3-point attempt, no good. But bounces right to Oakley Hadler for 3, no good. Another offensive board. Stanford, and they're going to call her for a travel. But 3 offensive boards for the Chargers on that possession alone. And rebounding is so important in this game because it gets you extra possessions or it limits your team's possessions. Right now, Sioux Falls Christian, they've been getting the offensive boards on one end, and they've been preventing Hill City from getting any on the other end. Eden Wilderman, number 2, Wilderman into the game for the first time, the 8th grader. Andy Franzen with the rebound. So they did get an offensive board but couldn't execute. And Reitzma has it to Hadler. Hadler gets it in the corner to number 5, Avery Nelson into the game for the first time. Inside to Setzer, no good, and Setzer's going to get her second foul as she reached over the back and bumped the Hill City player. That's her second, team third. 1 minute, 16 seconds left in the first half. Sioux Falls Christian leading by 20. Andy Franzen triggers it in to Wilderman. Cross court to Daryl Franzen. Back to Andy. Across the timeline, Delavu. Now they'll set up. 25 seconds still on the shot clock. Plenty of time. Eden Wilderman drives. No good. Lillingham offensive rebound. Another offensive rebound. Still no good. Down to the final minute of half number 1. Sioux Falls Christian 30-10. Oakley Hadler, good defense by Delavu. Finally gets it over to Dvorak. No one guarded her, and Ruth Dvorak put in the 3. And another steal by the Chargers, but she is called for a travel as she gathered the ball. 30 seconds, Hill City can hold for the final shot. We'll see if Sioux Falls Christian lets them or if they're going to put the pressure on. Daryl Franzen will bring it across the timeline for the Lady Rangers. To Andy Franzen. Delavu in the left corner. Back to the corner to Andy Franzen, looking inside to Lillingham, nothing there. Daryl Franzen on the drive, nice drive. And Daryl's going to put it in for 2. So finally, breaks a 19-0 Sioux Falls Christian run. Final seconds. Ball stolen by Andy Franzen, but they're going to call her for the foul. And that's going to be Andy's 3rd foul, and that's going to put the Chargers at the line for 2 with just 1.3 seconds left as Ruth Dvorak Steps to the line. She hits foul shot number 1. Two for 2 goes to Voracek. She's got 7 points all in this quarter. Eden Wildeman, the heave at the buzzer, no good. So at the half, what was once a 14-10 game, Sioux Falls Christian finishes the quarter on a 21-2 run, and they take a 35-12 lead into the half. So a tough second quarter for Hill City there. They played really well in the first quarter, especially defensively. Kept it within 6. They cut the lead to 4, 14-10, and then the wheels kind of fell off. Turnovers. They weren't able to get any offensive rebounds, and Sioux Falls Christian took advantage, and they take the 23-point lead into halftime. We got about a 10-minute halftime break, and we'll be back to give you the second half action here from Hill City. All right, well, welcome back. We are about 6 minutes away from half number 2 here at Coach Ginn's Courts in Hill City for the doubleheader between the Hill City Rangers and the visiting Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Game number 1 sees the Sioux Falls Christian Lady Chargers on top of the Lady Rangers 35-12 thanks to a 19-0 run and 21-2 run to end that second quarter. Let's get you caught up with a few scores from around the area tonight. Very windy night here in the Black Hills. A few games I know last night were postponed because of weather. So in Class A, St. Thomas More is visiting West Central. On the girls' side, West Central leads that one 26-17. In the boys' matchup, that's going to be interesting. Coach Dave Hollenbeck now coaches West Central. Was a coach at St. Thomas More until just this last season. So I'm sure that'll be a fun little game for those two games, or for those two teams. It's about the only score in Class A that has been listed from the area so far. Class B, Bennett County, big over Upton, Wyoming. And again, a lot of the scores have not been listed at this time.
It's either that, Kevin, or a lot of games have been postponed due to weather. I know Custer's boys basketball team, they were supposed to go down to Pine Ridge to play Mapialuta. That got moved to tomorrow due to the weather.
Yeah, they're not listed here, but if you live in the Black Hills, yeah, you know how the wind's been these last couple nights, and that has caused a lot of havoc. Schools have lost power, homes have lost power. So thankful that we were able to get this one in tonight. Sioux Falls Christian made the trip all the way over from the East River, from the east side, and they're going to stay in town. They're going to take on Rapid City Christian tomorrow for another girls-boys doubleheader there. So in Class A, on the girls' side right now, so the overall seed points, so this is what they use when you get to the playoffs. Your seeding point determines where you're seated in the playoffs. Those points are determined kind of based on how they view your level of competition, the quality of your wins. And so you see it right there, the top 20. Hamlin right now number 1, seed point wise. Mapialuta number 2. In the polls, Mapialuta is ranked number 1, and they have looked really good so far. Again, they made it to the state finals, runners up to this Sioux Falls Christian team, and they are stacked. A lot of players that returned from last year's squad, and so they're looking to get back to the state finals, hoping to win it this year. Lennox, so you see 3 teams still undefeated in Class A so far, as we are into mid-January, right? So about another month and a half of games heading toward the playoffs. There's going to be a lot of things that can change between now and then. Hill City's going to get more conference games, playing against teams from the region. Belfouche, Lee Deadwood, all of that stuff is going to affect those seed points and rankings.
And talking about the 2 of the top 3 teams here, Kevin, in the overall top 20 here, Mapialuta and Lennox tomorrow at the Girls Hanson Classic in Mitchell at the Corn Palace tomorrow night. That's the last game there. That's going to be a fun, a very entertaining game to watch, I believe.
I would imagine so, that the Corn Palace is probably going to be rocking tomorrow night for that. I know if I was in the area, I'd want to be there watching that game. There are a lot of good teams in this class. I mean, at this point, teams are still trying to find their identity a little bit. As we said early in the broadcast, Hill City, they've gone through a gauntlet this last week with a lot of tough teams. The likes of Spearfish in AA. So Spearfish is a good team in AA, and so you're playing a bigger team there. Rapid City Christian, who's 9-2, they played them. They've got obviously Sioux Falls Christian tonight. They've got Sundance, Wyoming coming in. They're going to have Belfouche on Tuesday. So the games do not get any easier for this team. But as you're pushing toward the postseason, this is what really helps your players to grow, to learn where they need to make those adjustments, and they're going to have a lot of experience. Right, tonight they're playing the defending Class A champions, Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. You see their profile right there, all the way from the east side of Minnehaha County. Dan DeYoung, see his record. Obviously, this Sioux Falls Christian strong school in about every sport that they play. A record of 112. So Coach DeYoung knows how to win. His teams know how to win. Their all-time record you see there, 69 games over 500. They were 24-1 last year, went all the way to the finals, winning the Class A championship at the last second. If you watch that game, that was, I believe, at Black Hills State University they played that. And that came with a little bit of controversy, but it went their way. And so we're going to switch sides now as we start half number 2 Hill City trailing 35-12. And they will begin with the ball. So the starting lineup is back out there for the Rangers. You got Elena Dean, Dale Franzen, Lillingham, Demi Schreier, and Nia Ginsbaugh. They go inside to Schreier, and Schreier is fouled. She's going to get 2 free throws right away. Schreier no good on the first. So Elena Dean leads the way with 4 points. No one else has more than 2. Daryl Franzen 2, Kenzie Delabu 2, Lily Ham 2, Macy Ham 2. And now Schreier on the board with her first point of the night. 35-13 the lead. And Sioux Falls Christian down quickly again. And that is Emery Lims for her first 2 of the second half. Rangers throw it away, but the Chargers player stepped on the out of bounds line, so possession will stay with Hill City. Dale Franzen has it top of the key. To the free throw line, Lily Ham. Back out to Ginsbaugh. She'll take the 3-pointer, top of the key, and Naya nailed the 3, her first basket. She missed most of the first half with 3 fouls. She got 2 quickly in the first quarter. Coach Eckert had to take her out, and then they brought her back in the second quarter, and she picked up a foul almost right away. And then Sioux Falls Christian right back down on the block to Leslie Setzer, and she does what she did a lot in the first half, just using that size and strength, gets the 2 points and the foul. Setzer has 12 points. That foul was called on Demi Schreier, her 4th. So she's going to come out. And Setzer no good on the free throw. But the offensive rebound to the Chargers. 3-point attempt, no good. Pulled down by Dvorak. Dvorak drives, gets inside, and scores the 2. 41-16, Sioux Falls Christian in the lead. And a steal. And a bump and a foul. Sydney Shop, number 12, puts in the basket. And Elena Dean called for the foul. So another 3-point opportunity for Sioux Falls Christian. Sydney Shop, a senior guard, puts it in. She's got 5 points on the night, and the lead is 28. Ginsbaugh into the corner for Macy Ham for 3, no good. Rebounded by Dvorak. Dvorak squeezes between 2 defenders, drives all the way, kicks to the left side to Emery Lims, no good on the jumper. Elena Dean pulls it down. Gets it ahead to Daryl Franzen behind the defense. Nice pass by Dean. Dean to Daryl for 2. Sioux Falls Christian back on offense. 3-point attempts by Dvorak, no good, but another rebound. Sydney Shop puts it in, and she is fouled again. So the 3rd time that the Chargers have scored and gotten fouled so far in the second half. Well, fans, if you're listening in, feel free to send us a shout out. Let us know where you're watching from. And we'll acknowledge that here on the broadcast. And wherever you are, thank you for joining us. You weren't able to brave the wind. We're glad that we could provide this for you as Shop connects on the free throw. And lead is up to 29. Ginsbaugh, another 3 from the same spot. Just a little short. Rebounded by Lims. Lims drives on the right side, now pulls it up. Back to Neely Stanford, swings it over to Shop. Shop drives baseline, inside to Limbs, nice pass. Limbs couldn't finish, and it is thrown off the backboard out of bounds. So Hill City will get possession. So about 2.5 minutes have passed in quarter number 3. The lead has ballooned to 29, 47-18, Sioux Falls Christian. The defending Class A champions, currently ranked number 5 in Class A. Ginsbaugh drives baseline. Foul's going to be called on the Chargers as they kind of pushed Ginsbaugh to the out-of-bounds line. That foul given to McKinley Reitzma, their second team foul. Stolen by Limbs. Limbs going all the way. No good. Too strong, but she is fouled. That is Kinsey Delavu. It's going to be her first foul. And the team 4th. So again, the Rangers, they just can't stay out of foul trouble. So one more foul is going to put Sioux Falls Christian at the line the rest of the quarter. Still 5:03 left in period number 3. Limbs missed that free throw. And 0 for 2. Well, out of bounds, Hill City will retain possession. Well, Dennis Schmidt, we're going to shout you out, thanks for watching. You're watching from Brandon, South Dakota. And thank you for the compliment as well, Brandon. I'll send you the money we talked about earlier for giving me that compliment. Andy Franzen in the corner for 3 for Hill City. That's the second three-pointer of the quarter for the Rangers. Lead is 26, 47-21. A foul called down low as Emery Limbs drove to the hole. And that does puts the Chargers into the bonus, so we've got free throws coming up. Foul called on Ginsbaugh, her 4th. So Naya and Demi both with 4 fouls for the Lady Rangers. And they're going to keep Ginsbaugh in the game right now. Delavu comes out. Nope. Now it is Ginsbaugh going to the bench. Delavu stays in. Lillingham into the game. And Limbs connects. She is up to 13 points. Joining Setzer in double digits for the Chargers. Rosemary listening from Florence, South Carolina. So all the way from, I'm sure your weather looks a lot different than ours does up here in the Black Hills. Cheering on looks like Leslie Setzer, says go SFC number 24. Well, she has been going all night. And she hands that one off. Bumped by Macy Ham. But travel is called. So 4:13 left in the third quarter. 48-21. Sioux Falls Christian in the lead. Elena Dean brings it up. Now the Chargers back off. Why with this big lead, they're content to play half-court defense. Lillingham trying to direct traffic, gets Andy into the corner. Andy Franzen back to Ham. Ham looking inside to Delavu, knocked away by Setzer, excuse me. And another turnover. And inside to Setzer, nice little spin move. And Leslie Setzer for 2. Elena Dean pushes into the corner for Delavu for 3. Way too strong on that one. Rebounded by the Chargers. And Setzer ahead of everyone again with the left hand up and in. Setzer with 16 points to lead all scorers, and the lead is up to 31, biggest of the night. And I believe that should trigger the running clock. And Rosemary commented again, that's her granddaughter. So Leslie's had a great game. Your granddaughter's doing great. She's up to 16 points. And Sioux Falls Christian, 31-point lead as we have a timeout on the floor, full timeout.
That timeout, Kevin, was called by Hill City.
So Hill City trying to just get, at this point, with the score the way it is, it's hard as a coach sometimes. You still want to, you got a long season to go, and so you're still working on things. As a player, it's hard to still have that same energy when you know you're down, you're playing a really good team. It can be deflating. But as a coach, you're always looking for those little things. You want to see, you've got goals. You know, Coach Eckert may be in there say, we're down 31, let's get it down to 25. Let's make a run here. Let's outscore them the rest of the quarter. You make little goals like that just to kind of build up the confidence, get them going, because you've got a lot of basketball left this season. And again, we've said they've had a really hard stretch of some tough games, good teams. They're not going to see Spearfish in the postseason. Sioux Falls Christian, they wouldn't see them unless they probably advance pretty far in the tournament. But these are good what we call measuring tape games. You're playing really good teams. It's a chance to kind of test how good are we. You know, early on, the Hill City defense, they were going toe-to-toe with Sioux Falls Christian. Then that big run in the second quarter really kind of opened it up for the Chargers, and they've continued that. And it is a running clock now. Once you get past 30 points, it triggers that, so it'll stop just for timeouts and for free throws. So we are at 3 minutes and counting, 52-31 Sioux Falls Christian. Delavu at the top, swings to Lillyham, looking down low, back to Delavu, knocked away. Daryl Franzen has it, drives, puts it up, and in. Daryl Franzen for two more. Daryl has 6 on the night for this quarter. Back inside to Setzer, she got a double team, splits it, and with the left hand, Setzer doing it with the right, doing it with the left. Just hard to contain someone that's that big and strong inside, and she's kind of had her way tonight. Setzer, 8 points this quarter alone, 18 for the night. Foul called on Sioux Falls Christian on Sydney Shop, her third, team fourth. So next Sioux Falls Christian foul will put Hill City at the line. Ball thrown into the backcourt to Andy Franzen, back to Daryl Franzen. Daryl sets it up to Andy on the right side. Macy Ham at the top, swings it to Daryl on the left side for three, short. Rebounded by the Chargers. Sydney Shop lost control, lost her footing, and Hill City gets the ball back. Daryl Franzen to Macy Ham. Ham, nice drive with the left. She's fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot two. Foul called on number 22. That is Dvorak. Her second, team fifth. Macy Ham, 2 points on the night for the senior. Knocks in the first free throw. Couple substitutions. Macy Connell, freshman guard for Sioux Falls Christian, into the game for the first time. And Neely Stanford returns. Ham 1 for 2. Lillyham pulled down the rebound and earned the jump ball, but possession does go back to Sioux Falls Christian. Clock is running as we approach 1 minute left in quarter number 3. 54-24. Sioux Falls Christian in the lead. Andy Franzen playing some good defense. Almost forced the 10-second. And Coach DeYoung calls a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout for the Chargers. Again, if you're out there listening, wherever you are, we would love for you to comment. We'll shout you out on here for joining us live from Hill City. And at the conclusion of this game, remember we got another game coming up between the boys squads of the Rangers and the Chargers. That ought to be an intense game. Two good teams going at it. It's always great to have the bands in the house. Just adds atmosphere. Good contingent of Hill City students here to support the team, as well as from the community. This is a community that supports its school pretty well. You're always going to see them fill the gymnasium for these games. And for traveling as far as they did, pretty good contingent of Sioux Falls Christian fans in attendance as well. We're back to live action. Avery Nelson, number 5, back in the game. Number 20, Kinsey Popema in for the first time. So Sioux Falls Christian getting some of the deeper ends of the bench in. And a 3-point shot, good, by McKinley Reitzma. That's Reitzma's second 3 of the night. And a nice drive by Elena Dean. She puts it in for 2, and she gets the foul. Foul called on Neely Stanford, her second. Dean misses the free throw. 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Chargers can hold for the final shot if they want. But the open 3 is there by Nelson. She misses. Run down by Andy Franzen. And here come Hill City. 2 seconds. 1. Daryl Franzen gets it up. No good. And at the end of 3, Sioux Falls Christian 57. Hill City 26.
And for new folks watching us, the boys game is a separate link from this one. You can find it on our YouTube channel, Hill City Rangers Athletics, or if you just stay on this link, YouTube will redirect you to that link automatically at the conclusion of this broadcast to that Varsity Boys link.
Thank you for that reminder. Yeah, it is a separate link, but it is on the same page. So you don't have to go far. You just have to click a new link or stay there and it'll pop up for you. And that will start just moments after the girls' game ends. Once we get that stream ended, the next one will pop up and we'll get you set up for game number 2. But for the Lady Rangers, as we said, they've got Sioux Falls Christian tonight. Sundance, Wyoming coming into town tomorrow. They've got Belle Fourche on Tuesday also here. So a few home games right in a row. And then they're going to play at Phillip next Friday. And then back in their own gym next Saturday for Alliance, Nebraska. So the road doesn't get any easier. Just a tough schedule for the Lady Rangers, but a chance to bump up their seed points if they can get some big wins. Nice play design there. Demi Schreier just a little short on the shot attempt. Reitzma has it into the corner for Avery Nelson for 3. Nelson no good. Nice rebound by Lily Ham. She's bumped from behind. That's going to be a foul. First team foul of quarter number 4. Again, running clock. When the score gets over 30 points, that's what happens here in South Dakota. Elena Dean brings it up for the Lady Rangers. Dean is in there with Daryl Franzen, Nia Ginsbaugh, Lily Ham, and Demi Schreier. Ginsbaugh knocked away. Sioux Falls Christian with the steal. Dvorak had it. Has it knocked away, but it will stay with Sioux Falls Christian. Yeah, Nia Ginsbaugh just hasn't had a chance to get on the floor much with foul trouble tonight. Unfortunate for her. She's a great player. Definitely adds some three-point shooting for the team. And now a little zone look for the Rangers, 2-3. Reitzman doubled at the top, gets out of it. Baseline there, number 3, Macy Connell. Her first 2 points of the game. And back the other way, nice basket for the Rangers. Three-point attempt. No good for Kinsey Popema, but they get the rebound. Reitzma for three on the left wing, and that's good. McKinley Reitzma, her third three-pointer of the game. She's got 11 points, so she's in double figures as well. Daryl Franzen looking inside to Schreier. Knocked away from behind, but foul's going to be called on Popema. 5 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. Ginsbaugh back into the game. She'll take the place of Ham. And Emery Limbs and Sydney Schott back into the game for the Chargers. Timeout's going to be called here by Hill City. 60-second timeout. So for Sioux Falls Christian, after tonight's game, they will travel to Rapid City Christian tomorrow. And then they're going to go back home, and on Thursday they'll take on Vermilion. And then Friday night at Madison before a couple big games for them against number 7 Dakota Valley and number 4 Sioux Valley, as they work their way towards what they hope is another state finals appearance, looking to go back-to-back, which is never easy to do no matter the sport. Class A, as we said earlier, has some good teams. Hamlin still undefeated, Lennox still undefeated, Macpialuta still undefeated. Those are your top 3 teams in the class by seed points. The media polls are a little different, but all that stuff gets worked out as the season goes on. So 62-28, 34-point lead for the Chargers. Macy Ham triggers it in for Hill City. And a little hard to Demi Schreier, goes off of her shoulder and out of bounds. But the Chargers, just too much firepower for the Lady Rangers. They held tough with them for about a quarter and a half. In that second quarter, the Chargers went on a 19-0 run and 21-2 total run to end the second quarter to really put this thing out of reach by halftime. And they've just continued with that as the second half has gone on. Neely Stanford back into the game for Sioux Falls Christian. Zone look again for the Rangers. Nice job of breaking the zone. Emery Limbs got into the paint and dishes it off to number 5, Avery Nelson. That's Nelson's first basket of the game. Ball knocked away, out of bounds. It'll stay with Hill City. Delavu returns for the Lady Rangers. Schreier will take a seat. Macy Ham into Dean. Dean drives baseline, goes up with the right hand off the underside of the backboard, but she is fouled. So senior Elena Dean going to need a couple free throw attempts here. Dean has 6 points on the night, as does Daryl Franzen. Delavu has 2, Demi Schreier 1. Lily Ham and Andy Franzen both with 3, Macy Ham with 4, and Ginsbaugh with 3. So Dean now leads the team after that free throw. She's got 7. Offensive rebound there by Ginsbaugh, gets it to Delavu for 3, short, and rebounded by Stanford. Stanford to Shop. Shop sets it up, back in the man-to-man defense for the Rangers. Nope, they drop into that zone again. Emery Limbs to the basket. She's fouled. Will go to the line to shoot 2. Limbs misses on the first attempt. Emery Limbs has 12 points. Leslie Setzer leads the team with 18. And Limbs puts in her 13th point. And she's going to take a seat now. Andy Franzen returns for the Rangers. 65-29, 3 minutes and 25 seconds left, and another turnover. That's an unforced turnover, just took the eye off the ball. It went out of bounds. Reitzma brings it up for the Chargers. To Popema. Top the key to Nelson. Nelson swings it over to Stanford. Stanford's going to be called for the travel. That gets called a lot. When players catch that, they want to get going, but they oftentimes end up moving both feet before they put the first dribble down. And especially at this level, that gets called a lot. Another three-pointer by Ginsbaugh. A nice shot by Naya. That's what one of the things the Rangers have been missing tonight. But even in limited playing time, Naya's got a couple threes up and is already tied for the second leading scorer for the Rangers at 6 points. Nice defense by Macy Ham underneath, knocks it out of bounds. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. And Coach Eckert's going to empty her bench. Jalen Peters, Demi Schreier return with Lily Ham. Also Aspen Vinniclausen and Eden Wildeman into the game. So everyone now has played for the Rangers. Three-pointer, no good. Lily Ham with the rebound. Wildeman will bring it up. Wildeman, just an 8th grader, getting varsity minutes. Good ball handler. Played at Rapid City Christian last year. In fact, Lily Ham and Macy Ham were at Rapid City Christian a couple years ago as well. So all three of those came from that program. Now here at Hill City. Jalen Peters with the three, no good. Out of bounds, Hill City will keep possession. Under a minute and a half to go. And a timeout's going to be called by Hill City. So 1:26 left in the game. Sioux Falls Christian is going to move to 7-2, I believe it is. Hill City is going to drop to 3-6. I guess Sioux Falls Christian's listed at 7-2, so they're going to move to 8-2. And Hill City, unfortunately, is going to lose their 5th in a row after a 3-1 start. They'll look to bounce back tomorrow against Sundance. So quick turnaround for the Rangers. Sometimes that's a good thing. When you have a not so great game, you get another shot right away to put that game behind you, get some good positive feelings going, and for the Rangers, hopefully get a win under the belt. Peters will trigger it in for the Rangers into Lily Ham. Back to Peters in the corner. Zone look for the Chargers. Lily has it knocked away. McKinley Reitzma with the steal. She has it knocked away, but it goes out of bounds to the Chargers. As we approach the 1 minute mark of quarter number 4. Oakley Hadler has it in the corner for Popema. Popema brings it out, and she's fouled by Demi Schreier. That's going to be Demi's 5th foul. So Demi Schreier fouls out. Just 1 point tonight, a lone free throw in the 3rd quarter. Kenzie Delavue back in the game. Macy Connell has it for the Chargers, hands it off to Hadler. Hadler over to Nelson. Back to Connell in the corner, top of the key to Reitzma. To Popema. Popema goes baseline, kicks it back out. Connell goes baseline, double team, so she'll dribble it out. Shot clock and game clock almost identical, so they could take this pretty much all the way down to the buzzer. 5 seconds remaining. And Reitzman's going to put it up at the buzzer, no good. And that will do it for game number 1 as the Sioux Falls Christian Lady Chargers pull out the 65-32 victory. So congratulations to the Chargers. Hill City, they hung with them for the first quarter and a half, and it was that second quarter run. 19-0 in the middle of the second quarter, 21-2 to end the period that put this one away. Elena Dean led the way with 7 points. Nia Ginsbaugh, Daryl Franzen both with 6 apiece. Lily Ham 3, Macy Ham 4, Andy Franzen 3, Kinsey Dillevue 2, and Demi Schreier 1. That is your scoring for the Chargers. Leslie Setzer led the way so that was your scoring for the Rangers. Leslie Setzer set the pace for the Chargers. She had 18 points. Emery Limbs 13. Reitzma had 11. Sydney Schaub had 8. And Dvorak had 9. So good balance scoring from Sioux Falls Christian. And so we're going to take a break here, and we're going to be back with the boys action. We got about 15 minutes until tip-off of game number 2, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back to bring you all the action here from Hill City.